So for the first equation up here, how do we solve it? Okay, we're going to add 2 to get rid of the subtracting 2. But remember, these are balanced scales. Think of it as being balanced from one side to the other. So to keep it balanced, we have to do the exact same thing to both sides. So we added 2 here to get rid of the negative 2. We have to add 2 there. So on the left side, we have 5x. On the right side, 58 plus 2 makes 60. Now we have to get rid of the 5, and the 5 is multiplying the x. So we get rid of it by dividing by 5. Makes that go away. And again, to keep everything balanced, we have to do the exact same thing to the other side. So here we have x. What is 60 divided by 5? 12. So x equals 12. Bless you, if we're not sure if we did that correctly, we can now take that 12 back up and replace x in the original problem. So 5x becomes 5 times 12, bless you again, minus 2 equals 58. So we have to see if we get the same value on both sides. Bless you again. We have 58 on the right side. On the left side, we have 5 times 12 is 60, minus 2 is 58. Now you're just showing off. So we got 58 on both sides. Number 2 here. Things are set up on the other side, but the process is still the same. X has been multiplied by 3, and then 7 has been added to it. So we have to reverse that. So we're going to start by subtracting the 7. Takes that away. So we got to subtract 7 from the other side. 34 minus 7 is 27. Over here we have 3x left. So now the 3 is multiplying x, so to get rid of it, we will divide by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9, and over here the 3 cancels out and we're left with x. X equals 9. Once again, we can double check it by going up here and replacing x with 9. So 34 equals 3 times 9 plus 7. So 34 is what we're going to have on the left. Order of operations says we do 3 times 9 is 27, plus 7 is 34. So we have the same value on both sides. Coming down here, number 3. First of all, any questions on the first 2? Oh, you have little faith. Number 3, what do we notice is different there? So on number 3, what do we notice is different? Okay, we see that the x appears more than once. But when we look at it, we're thinking of this balanced scale idea. Both the 2x and the 3x are on the same side of the equation, same side of the scale. So we can just combine them. 2x and 3x make 5x. So we still have the plus 7. So that becomes 5x plus 7 equals 22. And now it's just like any of the others. We can go ahead and solve it. Where are we going to start? What's our first step to solve this one? We're going to subtract the 7. So 5x equals 15, and then divide by 5. So the 5 is gone, x equals 3. Now we can still go back up and replace x with 3 to make sure this works out. So 2x becomes 2 times 3, plus 7 plus 3x becomes 3 times 3 equals 22. 2 times 3 is 6. We're just going to have 22 on the right side. 3 times 3 is 9. So 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 9 is 22. So we do get 22 on both sides. So the x equals 3 should be correct. Over here for number 4, we once again see that x appears twice. But if we're thinking of that balanced scale, the 3x and the 5x are on opposite sides of the equation. So we can't just combine them together. We do have to get rid of one. And you're absolutely correct. We're going to get rid of the smaller one, which is the 3x. So to get rid of it, we're going to subtract 3x. So that's gone, leaving us with just 3 over there. Now again, whatever we do to one side, we have to do the exact same thing to the other side. So I subtracted 3x here. I have to subtract 3x from the other side. Where can I subtract 3x from? The 5x. Have to have the same name to add or subtract. 5x minus 3x is 2x, and we still have the minus 11 there. Now we have to add the 11. 3 plus 11 is 14 equals 2x. And then we divide by 2. Thank you. So 7 equals x. And once again, we can go back and double check. Replacing x with 7. So 3x becomes 3 times 7 plus 3. 5x becomes 5 times 7 minus 11. So we have on the left here, 3 times 7 is 21, plus 3 is 24. On the right side, we got 5 times 7 is 35, minus 11 is 24. So we get 24 on each side, which shows us that that appears to be the correct solution. Any questions? What's different here? We have parentheses. When there are parentheses, it should always scream at you, do something here first. We have to do the parentheses first. And when we see parentheses, there are actually 2 questions we have to ask. The first one is there anything that we need to do inside the parentheses? 7x minus 4, there's nothing we can do inside those parentheses. So the next question is there anything that needs to be done to the parentheses? Yes, it is being multiplied by 3. And to multiply that, we actually distribute it. So 3 times 7x is 21x. 3 times negative 4, negative 12. So this becomes 21x minus 12 equals 51. And now we can solve this just like any of the others. What are we going to do first? We will add 12. Very good. So 21x equals 63. And then divide by 21. X equals 63 divided by 21 is 3. And as always, we can go back and replace this. X is going to be replaced with 3. And double check to see if it works. I mean, it's 51 on the right side. So here we do 7 times 3 is 21. We do the parentheses, 21 minus 4 is 17. 3 times 17 is 51. So we do get the same value on both sides. And you know, so I want you to try this one. I give you about 30 seconds to do that. You should only need 23. So we see the parentheses. We need to multiply there. So 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times 1 is 3. So now we've removed the parentheses. We've actually performed what we needed to for the parentheses. we can start to solve this now. So to solve this, our first step will be subtract 3. So 15x equals 30, and then divide by 15. X equals 2. How many of you had x equals 2? Perfect. Now, a lot of times on these equations, like this one on the left here, I get asked, can't I just divide by 3 and make it 5x plus 1 equals 11? And on ones like this, you could divide by 3 and that would be fine. The reason I don't do that is because we run into equations like this one here on the right, where we could not divide by 5, or we could, but you'd have to do a lot of extra steps to make it work. But we see the parentheses. Let's do what we need to do. Is there anything we can do inside the parentheses? No. And it needs to be done to the parentheses. Yeah, it's multiplied by 5. So 5 times 7x makes 35x. 5 times negative 4, negative 20. We still have the positive 5 there. Now, before we solve this, we still have to do some combining. We have negative 20 and positive 5. So the 35x doesn't change. Negative 20 and positive 5 make a negative 15. So we have 35x minus 15 equals 90. And then add 15. 35x equals 105. And then divide by 35. X equals 3. How about this one? What's different here? The x appears twice, but we still have the parentheses. So we're going to start with the parentheses. Anything to do inside the parentheses? Nothing to do in there. So what? Anything to do to the parentheses? Yeah, times the 5. 5 times 3x? 15x. 5 times 1? Positive 5. Then we still have the plus 2x there. Now, before we can solve this, we have to get it down where the variable only appears once. 15x and 2x are both on the same side of the equation, which means we can just combine them. 15x and 2x make 17x. We still have the plus 5 equals 51. And then 56, yes. And then minus 5. Now it's 51. So 17x equals 51. And then divide by 17, x equals 3. What do you think? Easy? What happens now? You're getting paranoid. A little bit. What happens when I do that? Well, still just order of operations, right? We see parentheses. There's 2 sets of parentheses. We just have to go left to right. So on the left, we have this one here. Anything to do in there? No. So we have to do to it is the times 2, right? 2 times 5x, 10x, and that's a 2 times the negative 3 is negative 6. This set of parentheses, anything to do in there? No. To it, though, is multiplying by the 6. 6 times 3x, 18x is a positive, so it's going to be plus 18x. And 6 times 1, 6, plus 6. Now we've done everything we need to get rid of the parentheses. We need to see if there's anything else we can combine. There's actually a couple of things. We have 10x and 18x make 28x. How about negative 6 and positive 6? Make 0. It cancels out. So we just have 28x equals 56. And then divide by 28. X equals 2. Somebody picked up on that. Yeah, I've been making that reference for like 12 years. In the last couple of years, it's been long enough now that most people don't recognize it anymore. Sure. Okay, so now on this one here, there's something a little different. We're still going to go left to right with this first parentheses. Anything to do inside there? No. So we're going to multiply by the 2. So 2 times 2x is 4x, and 2 times negative 4, negative 8. Now the second parentheses, there's nothing to do in there either. It doesn't appear that there's anything to do to it, but there is. It's very important that you see it. It's a minus here, so we have to treat that as a -1 or a -1. Many of you have probably just been taught just change the sign of everything inside of it and get rid of the parentheses. Well, that's because it really is a -1 times the parentheses. -1 times 3x is -3x. It's -1 times 2. -2. And now, before we can solve, we have to combine what we can combine. What can we combine? 4x and -3x make 1x or just x. And then -8 and -2 make -10. So x minus 10 equals 4. And then add the 10. X equals 14. And of course, you could go back and replace x with 14 and make sure this works. We're not going to do that right now. Tell me what to do here. Okay, we're going to do the parentheses, going left to right. On the left here, we have the parentheses anything to do in there. No. So then to it, we're going to multiply by 7. 7 times 2x is 14x. 7 times 5, positive 35. And we still have the -4x. Now, before we go over to the right side, we can actually just do each side separately here. So I'm going to finish combining what I can on the left side here. So what can I combine over here on the left? 14x and -4x make 10x. It's 10x plus 35. Now on the right side, what do we do? Parentheses, anything to do inside of them? No. So we're going to distribute the 5. 5 times 6x is 30x, and 5 times -3, -15, plus 4. Anything we can combine over there? Got -15 and 4 make -11. So we've got 30x, that's -11. Now what do we do? Well, we want to combine the x's first. Before we start to solve, we want to get it down to where x only appears once. So I'll subtract the 10x. It would work if you added 11, but you get a little out of sequence. So we've got 35 left on the left side. 30x minus 10x is 20x minus 11. Now we can start to solve. We've got it down to the x appearing only once. So we can add 11. You get 46 equals 20x. And then divide by 20. Now there's a couple of ways you could do this. The 20 cancels out and we just get x on the right side. We can either do 46 divided by 20 is 2.3. Or you could do 46 over 20 and keep it as a fraction, which is 2 and 6/20ths or 2 and 3/10. Both are equivalent, either one are acceptable. I'm going to have you guys try one. There you go. I'll give you a couple. So once again, we can start out by simplifying each side separately. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the left side, then I'm going to come back and simplify the right side. So on the left side, we have parentheses. We're going to go left to right. So the 5x minus 1, there's nothing to do in there, so we'll multiply by 3. 3 times 5x, 15x. 3 times -1, -3. Now the next set of parentheses, there's nothing to do in there either. What is being done to that set of parentheses? It's not multiplied by 2, it's multiplied by -2. -2 times 3x is -6x, and -2 times 4, -8. Now, before I do anything more there, I'm going to finish combining on the left side. I've got 15x and -6x make 9x. -3 and -11, or -3 and -8 make -11. Gave that one away a little bit, didn't I? On the right side, we've got parentheses again. Anything to do inside the 2x plus 7? No, so we'll do the times 5, which gives us 5 times 2x, 10x, 5 times 7, 35. Next one, anything to do inside there? Nope, to it is times 2. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times -3, -6. And the plus 2 is still out there, bless you. Now to combine, we've got 10x and 2x make 12x. We've got 35, -6, and +2. Positive 31. Now we've simplified everything on each side, but we still see that x appears more than once. It's on opposite sides, so we have to get rid of one. We're going to get rid of the -9x. We subtract 9x over there. So we've got -11 equals 12 minus 9 is 3x plus 31. And then we'll subtract 31. -42 equals 3x. And then we divide by 3. -14 equals x. And we can plug that back in and get the same value on both sides. Hopefully, we put -14 in where x is. You did it backwards. You subtracted the 12x to get -3x. That does the same thing. Here, you're going to work with negatives either way, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, come on now. You're a little paranoid about those division symbols, aren't you? How about I give you guys a couple of minutes to solve this one? Let's take a look at this one. So we'll start on the left side here. The first parentheses, we're going to do times 7. So 7 times 2x is 14x. 7 times -5 is negative 35. Second parentheses here, nothing to do inside them, so it's multiplied by negative 2. Negative 2 times 3x, negative 6x, and negative 2 times 1, negative 2. Now, before we go over to the right side, we're going to finish simplifying the left side. 14x and negative 6x make 8x. Negative 35 and negative 2 make negative 37. Now, on the right side, there's nothing to simplify. That's just 3x plus 13. Now we're going to get rid of one of the x's. We got x's on both sides. We'll get rid of the 3x. Minus 3x. 8 minus 3x is 5x. We still have the minus 37 equals 13. Now we will add 37. Correct. So 5x equals 50. And then divide by 5. So 50 minus 5 is 10, so x equals 10. What do you think? Good stuff? Give you a chance to get started here. Page 253, exercise 6.3. It'll be 1 through 59, the odds. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about solving equations, add some new things into it. Probably Thursday there'll be a quiz.